Oh boy, what a Friday show that we have for you. Countdown time. Where's the canned rock music at? Seriously, where's it at? Oh, there it is. Orange live every Friday. Let's flip and go, Broncos. You kidding me? Cecil Lammey chatting in. Chatting in. I have no idea. It's all good. It's all real. I think that was a song on Deion Sanders' horrible rap album, which I bought 4 times. Not here to talk about that. Here to talk about the Denver Broncos and their chances of winning against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are those chances better than you think? And who are the 3 key players for the Broncos on the road in Tampa? That's what I'm here to talk about with you. Chat room fired up. I'll be taking your questions today here as well. Andrew Mason on assignment. The assignment is covering the Broncos. The assignment is going to Tampa. So he had to leave for the airport. We did get to record part of our special Saturday edition show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We will have a Saturday pregame show for you right here on YouTube. So YouTube, welcome. Facebook, welcome. Twitter, welcome as well. I am Cecil Lammey, here to talk about the Denver Broncos and those 3 key players for the Broncos on the road in Tampa. Who will they be? Who's going to get the Keanu kiss today? Yeah, the gifts. I'm going to go nuts with the gifts today, right? Mace is out of here. Cat's away. Mice will play. And I'm looking for the players that I can give that Keanu kiss to coming up in week 3. It has to start, to me, with making Bo Nix look better. Bo Nix is a better quarterback than what has been shown so far with Sean Payton. And I feel that it is Sean Payton he's the problem. He's the problem right now. Now, he's not the problem long term, but right now, the problems with Bo Nix are on Sean Payton. Sean, you're not helping out Bo. You're not helping him look good. So help him look good. Should I do the show in sunglasses? Chat room, just tell me. Yeah, Bo Nix is better than this. And we know that Sean Payton needs to do a better job of calling plays, setting things up for his young quarterback. And that begins with running the ball. I'll get to that in a little bit because one of the playmakers actually may not be Javonte Williams. I won't spoil it for you, but I wanted to start with Bo Nix because that's where the conversation begins with this team. It needs to be Bo Nix kind of centric game plan, but that doesn't mean fill in the air with footballs. When I say Bo Nix centric game plan, that doesn't mean it's all about Bo and here comes Bo and he's going to throw 42 times. Like, that's ridiculous to have him throw that many times. Look at what the Saints are doing. Sorry, Sean Payton, to bring up a sore subject, but look at what the Saints are doing with Derek Carr. He barely throws the ball and all he's doing is throwing touchdowns. Like, that's all they're doing. And Rashid Shaheed, as Chris Harris put it on Twitter, like, you could do that with Marvin Mims. Rashid Shaheed is a better route runner than Marvin Mims. They're both super fast, but it's like, to run a go route, I don't need you to cut a rug. I need you to run really fast. Marvin Mims could do that. He is not one of my playmakers. I'd like it if he was, but we just don't really know what's going on there in terms of the disconnect and why Marvin Mims isn't playing more. So, like, yeah, it needs to happen with Bo Nix being comfortable and with Bo Nix getting the support of his teammates. That includes everybody. That includes the ground game. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. It includes the receivers. I believe that Cortland Sutton needs to be featured. You need to scheme passes for Cortland Sutton. Baker Mayfield talked about it this week in terms of getting Mike Evans, going. And they're off. Not our Mike Evans at the Fan with the mom jeans and the 5 head, but like Mike Evans, Hall of Fame receiver. Easily. I remember being at the combine in Indy and I fell asleep in the Indy airport and Mike Evans was sitting next to me. And I think I did the, like drool on you type thing. Like, hey, Mike Evans, I'm going to drool on you. So he's making fun of me for falling asleep on his shoulder at the I love Mike Evans. Mike Evans has always been one of my favorites, and he's Baker Mayfield favorite. But Baker Mayfield said, during his press conference this week of like, yeah, we've got to scheme him open. You got to do the same thing for Court. For all the people out there like, Cortland Sutton's not a number one. Okay, yeah, maybe league wide, but he's your number one. Defenses, and I watch and chart plays for all games. Defenses treat him like a number one. Why don't you, Sean Payton? Why don't you treat Cortland Sutton like a number one? So it's like, it's Bo Nix. Like, who's the playmaker? 3 key players for the Broncos. Yeah, it's Bo Nix. But there's also that community of Broncos along with Bo Nix that just help Bo look better. Cortland Sutton, for Bo to look good and even great, which is a potential on Sunday. The Buccaneers defense is really banged up. For Bo to look great, it's going to take a game from Cortland Sutton. You're going to have a big game from Cortland Sutton. Really big. Now, for Bo Nix to look like average, that means Cortland Sutton wouldn't do much. You have to scheme him open. The Buccaneers are going to do that with Mike Evans against Pat Surtain. You don't have that same matchup with Cortland Sutton. Now, Sutton is nowhere, in the same kind of zip code, if you will, of Mike Evans, but he is your number one. So scheme him open, get this thing going. If you're the Denver Broncos, you've got to make hay that way, and we'll see if they can, in fact, do that coming up this Sunday in Tampa. Chat room is fired up. Jump in with your questions. I'll do an AMA today as well. Mace is on the road. He is literally going to the airport right now. So Andrew Mason did join me for our Saturday pregame show. Again, more on that a little bit later. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm talking about 3 key players for the Broncos, and it comes down to Bo Nix. Now, Bo Nix needs some help from his guys, and that includes Greg Dulcich. And with a guy like Greg Dulcich, it comes down to like, okay, don't screw it up. You're already a player that's very talented, but often injured. You're not injured, kind of. Greg Dulcich is a little bit banged up, but stop dropping passes, man. Build that chemistry, show that chemistry, stay after practice, whatever. All I know is when I go to the locker room after practice, I see Zach Wilson doing extra stuff. I see Bo Nix doing extra stuff. Why don't I see Greg Dulcich doing extra stuff? Like, you need to see that. Stop dropping passes. But the cool thing about Bo is he was asked about the drops from his teammates at his press conference earlier this week. Bo didn't throw anybody under the bus. Here's what your quarterback had to say about the drops from certain guys like Greg Dulcich.
Well, it's like me. I mean, when I miss a pass, they don't come up and harp on me. So I think, I got to, treat them the same exact way. And, yeah, we're professionals and we have a high standards, but, we're allowed to mess up too, and we, make mistakes. But those guys, I see them work every day. I see them, continuously show up, make plays in practice, make plays in games. So I'm not going to get too uptight about, one play. And now, if there's something that I can do to help them, I'm definitely always there for them. But I definitely think it's a work in progress, and we all, all 11 of us on offense have things we can improve on. And sometimes, a drop is seen on national television, but you didn't see the inaccurate throw, or you didn't see, somebody that might have, messed up within the play. So sometimes that is, made bigger than, what it is. I think it's just a mistake that everybody makes, and we just got to continue to fix our mistakes.
Continue to fix your mistakes. Bo Nix is going to do that himself. He is not immune to criticism. I think most of this is on Sean Payton and the lack of play calling intent, really, in setting up Bo Nix to be successful. But I like what the young quarterback had to say there, because he's not just pointing the finger, he's pulling the thumb. And I did think it was a little ridiculous, honestly, Bo, when he was like, yeah, it might be that inaccurate throw. Well, some of his throws are inaccurate. But when it hits Greg Dulcich in the hands, I mean, that's on him. You got to catch that. And for one of the plays, one of the drops against the Steelers, he saw the freight train coming. Let's just say that. He made a business decision. He didn't want to get his block knocked off. Didn't want to get his clock cleaned. A lot of blocks and clocks. He didn't want any of that to happen. So, yeah, man, just be better. And Bo Nix is going to be better. Sean Payton needs to be better. Greg Dulcich needs to be better. This offense needs to be better. You need to run the damn ball. And you need to pass to set up the run. It's something I've talked about on the airwaves before, but it's like, okay, you're going to face stacked boxes. I know that people were throwing around the numbers for Javonte Williams, essentially making excuses for him. And I'm not here to do that. Andrew Mason is not here to do that. We're going to seek the truth and speak the truth. And the truth by its very nature is belligerent. And it's not meant to make you feel good. Well, the truth of the matter is with Javonte is he looks like he's done. It looks like he's cooked. It looks like he's not the same player that he used to be. And that's not being negative, and that's not being a hater. We all got to stop with this type of stuff. Like, you have to be able to talk honestly about your Broncos, about sports in general, or basically anything. You need to talk honestly. If you can't talk honestly, what the hell are you doing? You know, this isn't a fanboy world. This is a world where you can observe something like Javonte Williams and go, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look like it used to. We all were excited about Javonte when he's, you know, angry runs and what's his name? Sorry, I forget his name from NFL Network. Good Morning Football. And he's good, angry runs. He's getting a sword out. Like, yeah, that's cool, man. That was great. That was 2 years ago. Actually, it was over 2 years ago. It's 3 years ago. So, yeah, it's been a while. That was then. This is now. He's not the same. He's not the same. So I understand people putting out the work about like, well, he faced a stacked box and 65% of the time, and it was the number one number in the league, and nobody faced more stacked boxes. Oh, poor Javonte. Get it done, man. Oh, poor Javonte is facing the stacked boxes, everybody. He's going to do that every week. You either get it done or you don't. You know who faced stacked boxes? Adrian Peterson. He was fine. Derrick Henry faced stacked boxes. He was fine. Javonte's not fine. Again, I like Javonte. I hope Javonte can do a little something, but I'm also out of that. Last year, it was kind of a wait and see. Into this year, he lost the 11 pounds. He stopped eating Takis, stopped eating after 7 p.m., and, you know, had a little bit better burst. He did not look good in mandatory minicamp. He looked better in training camp. He has not looked good in the regular season. So when I asked the question in May, is he even going to make the team? Or is it going to be Javonte or Samaje? And then right before training camp with Troy Rank, Mike Kliss, other reporters came out and asked the same question, because I got a lot of hate, which like I don't care about, but whatever. But people in the fantasy community were just like, oh, what's he talking about? Javonte, he's totally fine. He's their number one. Like, yeah, no. It was a legitimate question that all of us honestly asked, like, is it going to be Javonte or Samaje? They chose Javonte. Samaje gets an opportunity with the hated Kansas City Chiefs. And, well, I'll be right. All right. And they'll be all right as well. Carson Steele, Samaje Perine getting some work there. Keontae Ingram also with the Chiefs, a favorite of mine from the Shrine Game. There you go. There's your Shrine Game bong grip for my guy Jason out there in Greeley. What are you doing, Jason, man? Jason was on the way to get some cannabis this morning. He texted me. He's like, I'm listening to you on the fan. You sound pretty good. Thanks, buddy. All right. Thanks. Smoke them if you got them, right? Edward, one of my favorites. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's right. Michael saying good afternoon. Nate, Bo is a peacock, and you got to let him fly. That's right, man. Let him fly and set him up to look better. And I think David has a good point here. We're fixing to see what the Broncos and coaches are made of this game. That's a very good point because it's on them. It's on them to look better. It's on them to make Bo Nix look better. And you have an opportunity. You have 5 starters that were banged up this week for the Buccaneers defense. Vita Vea is likely a game time decision. He's doubtful for this game, so he's probably not going to play. That's a huge hole in their defensive line. You can't fill that hole. That is a guy that is a stud player in this league, a key player for the Buccaneers. He's likely to miss this game. Game time decision again. Todd Bowles said that today, but listed as doubtful. Did get a little bit of work in at Buccaneers practice, but you got an opportunity here. And you need to take advantage of that opportunity. And there you go. Joe talks about Vele and maybe a running back that'll get more than 1.9 a carry. The running back to look to is Tyler Beatty. assuming that Blake Watson doesn't yet get a jersey, which I don't think he's there yet. He was put behind by the NFI list to begin training camp. He's still playing a little bit of catch up. Did see Blake in the locker room this week. Didn't interview him, but just, give him the hello. Not the awkward Forrest Gump wave like I did to Bo Nix. Just like the sup. Did that to Pat Surtain. It worked. So, yeah, no more Forrest Gump wave to Bo Nix. I'll just do the sup. I see you in the locker room every day. What's up, Blake Watson? Everyone chiming in. Chat room is chiming in as well. So the three key players for the Broncos, Bo Nix. The other one's Jaquan McMillan. And here's why. I'll get to some of the comments here on Chris Godwin. But Chris Godwin is playing the slot. Godwin is the best slot receiver in this league. And it's not just because Cooper Kupp's hurt. Chris Godwin is playing the slot for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you've got an X, Mike Evans. You've got a Z, probably Jalen McMillan. And then you've got a slot. And that slot, Chris Godwin, is the best in the league. You've got Baker Mayfield balling out. Baker going to create his own problems here, running around. I think Riley Moss said scurrying around, which I thought was funny. So, yeah, you've got Godwin. And the guy covering Godwin is Jaquan McMillan. People will say it's Riley Moss. It may be at times, coverages change. But if he's playing the slot, that's Jaquan. And Chris Godwin is larger. He's stronger. He's faster. May not be quicker. Jaquan's pretty quick, but man, you got to get it done. Here's what Riley Moss had to say on Evans and Godwin this week.
They're both really savvy. I think, they're not going to run past us. I think it's one of those things where, they control their body well at the catch point. They're long. You'll get some pushing off and stuff. So it's just, having great feet, great eyes, and playing through the ball.
Have great eyes. Love when Vance Joseph says that. We didn't have great eyes. Well, you better have great eyes this week because Mike Evans will get you. And Baker Mayfield will get you. Get your hands up. That little guy, if he tries to find a passing lane, you got to clog up those passing lanes. You got to get to him. I think you can rush with 4. No Baron Browning this week, which means Jonah Ellis, you're going to do more. I was able to talk to Jonah Ellis. And actually, Mace and I, we lead the way in the Broncos locker room. I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. Mace and I lead the way in the locker room and the other reporters follow us, which is fine. That's great. And I actually enjoy that because we want to lead the conversation. We want to bring you the best Broncos coverage. That's why we have this show. There is none higher than this show when it comes to Broncos coverage. So we're leading the way. We go talk to Jonah Ellis. Nobody comes over. I was like, you guys, hey, everybody, got to pay attention. This guy's going to be making some plays for this team. And he's a damn good rookie. And he's learned a lot. So I talked to him about his run defense. He's been fantastic in terms of being more than just a pass rusher. Really appreciate Jonah Ellis and the added weight and how he's taken that run game and run defense really seriously. And you can see it in his game. A fantastic young player. And then Mace asked him about, kind of that jump, learning game by game. What are you picking up? How is it going? How's the transition? You got a couple of games under your belt. And here's what Jonah Ellis said about things slowing down.
Yeah, everything's starting to slow down a little bit. Through fall camp and the early games, everything's kind of spinning. You're trying to learn everything, but it's really starting to slow down. I'm really starting to understand, calm down when I'm out there, and starting to have a little more fun.
The best players play at the highest level with a calm mind. Jonah Ellis is getting calm. Uh-oh. That's bad news for the other team. He'll kick your ass. That's what that guy's about. That's what he does all day. Double live gonzo. You can't, I'm not even a question. There's no question. Jonah Ellis is going to go out there and kick your ass. And he's going to keep coming at you. The great thing about Jonah Ellis, and I talked to Jonah, and we were talking about the draft, and he's like, guys were knocking me. Dude, I didn't knock you. You gotta know where a guy can be, right? It's about what you do in college, but it's also projecting and going forward. What are you going to be? Jonah Ellis, what are you going to do? Right? He had 6 pass rush moves. He said he only had 3. I said, Jonah, I counted 6. You've got 6 moves here. And then you project him to get larger and stronger to help out against the run. He's done a fantastic job. He's still improving on that as well. But then you think about this young man now being calm. a zen-like moment out there on the football field. He can be an absolute beast for this Broncos team. Eventually, he's going to have to be against Baker Mayfield with no Baron Browning out there. There you go. Edward does ask something that I want to address here before I'm out of here on today's program. Friday, getting out a little bit early, whatever. Is Sean Payton using out-of-date plays from an era ago? No. It's sale concepts. Sale concepts are 4 receiving options. You've got, of course, you can do out routes on the outside routes, and then your sale concepts are here as you go corners. So you have 2 corners on your inside routes. You got 2 outs on your outside routes. And basically you pick the side of the field, you do the math, and you go, okay, am I going high? Am I going low? You'll have a dump off as well, usually a running back as a relief valve receiver. So let's say it's to the right side of the field. I'm going to check out the corner. I'm going to check out the out. Am I going high? Am I going low? Am I dumping it off to my back here on a swing route? 3 reads, real quick, same side of the field, and run. So you have 3 really quick reads and you run. That's sale concepts. So when I say sale concepts, that's what I'm talking about. It's 4 receivers, it's corners, and it's outs. And then a little swing, whatever side that you want for the running back. Super simple and very effective. And as far as like the cover 2 beaters and Mel Kiper, and listen, there's no me without Mel. So I say this with great respect, but Mel, you don't have to be ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just crazy, moronic to suggest that they need to outlaw cover 2. Cover 2's been here forever. It's cover 2 beaters or 4 verts or sale concepts. It's it's flipping Madden. Like anytime I play Madden, I see someone playing cover 2. I'm like, I'm going 4 vert. I'm going 4 vert. It's one of my favorite plays, by the way, if you ever play me on Madden. Xbox, of course, because I'm an adult. And yes, I do have a PS5. Hashtag humble brag. But that's for the exclusives like Spider-Man and the Miles Morales game. You kidding me? It's outstanding. But yeah, you go 4 vert. Xbox Grimjack 1977, by the way. Grimjack 1977, one word. Don't know why people say that. But if you want to play me on Xbox, yeah, fire it up. But you know what I'm going to do if you do cover 2? I'm going to go 4 vert. And watch for the drag route underneath. Shotgun, 4 vert. Drag route underneath. Oh, you took the deep stuff away. I'm just going to dump it off and hope for a run after the catch. The Broncos can do similar things. So the Sean Payton system is not out of date. I think that, and Edward's not saying this. Edward's just asking. Edward's a real one, right? And Edward knows ball. He knows football. He's asking the question that's out there on a lot of minds in Broncos country. You see this, you see these things, and I think Sean Payton is really the one to blame here. Mostly, it's his call, man. He's getting everything he wants. What do you want, Sean? Greg Penner's out there. Hear that check. Hear that check. Here you go, Sean. Hey, Russell Wilson, you go away? Yeah, here's $50 million. Now get out of here. Scoot. Scram. See ya. Sean Payton's getting everything he wants. It's a results-based business. Greg Penner's not doing this for his health. Hey, I'm going to own the Broncos and have terrible play. Like, no. You've got to win games. Even if this season is just about Bo Nix, you still got to win. You still got to build confidence. And you have to build the confidence that the ownership has in you, or else that confidence will wane. And that's the bottom line. 23 minutes before I went professional wrestler. Triple X in the lag. Triple X says it's Tyler Beatty time. Yeah, almost. Javante's going to get like 3 plays. And if he doesn't do it, if he doesn't have like a 4-yard run in 3 plays, see ya, Pollyanna. What passing plays beat stack boxes from David? Yeah, that one's a go route. Because you're going to stack the line. You're going to have one-on-one on the outside. So you're going to ask Court to run a go route, and you're going to throw it up and let the big man go get it. Or perhaps a Marvin Mims. This is where that would come into play. So, and I like what David is asking here because, people say, oh, Javante's the stacked box. Ooh, stacked boxes. We're going to have Mel Kiper lose his mind about stacked boxes now. And again, David's not doing this. David, again, is a real one, as well as Edward here in the chat. But it's like, you can't be afraid of what everyone does. Oh my God, they're playing defense, everybody. Yeah, forget that. Go get them. Go kick their ass. Go routes. You're going to stack the line to stuff the run. I'm going to have one-on-one on the outside. Awesome. It's exactly what you want. Where's my GIF? GIF. I don't care. Where is it? It's right here, because you know what you have to do? You're going to see stack boxes, one-on-one. Yes. Yes. That's what it is. All day, baby. All day. Stack boxes, 9 routes. Easy. Slant. A slant route would be to stack box as well, especially if it's single high safety. Just see which side of the field the safety is cheating to. Stacked box, you've got 8 in the box, right? So then you have 2 corners, and then you have a safety. The safety's coming down, and he's shading over here to Josh Reynolds' side. Then I'm going to do a little signal. I would do it with the hair. I'd be like, hey, slant route. And then Sutton, break it in. Nobody's there. The safety's on Reynolds' side. Now it's likely the opposite. The safety would be on Sutton's side. So, hey, Josh, don't drop the damn pass. You can get it right? You gonna do it? I'm gonna go do it. And you just, it's football 101. I don't want to say it's simple. This game is really hard, but it's like, I flipping dare you to stack the box. I invite you to stack the box. Poor Javonte. Stack the flipping box, because then I'm going to go slant route to the house. I'm going to go route, deep touchdown. I'm going to kick your ass with some big passing plays. Oh, stacking the box, everybody. This isn't, and again, I'm not making fun of David. But it's like, this isn't some sort of like unbeatable defense, and it's nothing that Sean Payton hasn't seen before, or even that Bo Nix has seen before. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. I got a few minutes left here. What the hell? It's Friday. Got my hair down. Got my hair did. I haven't got my hair did. But either way, let me check you out in the chat room here. Oh, yeah, Michael, let's talk about Kyle Brandt. How could I forget Kyle Brandt? I'm a clone, a former clone. As someone who got into this business because I was sit on hold, I would go behind my machine. I was a machinist in Arvada making firefighting equipment, working on lathes and mills for S&H products. And I would go hide, because you set your machine, you set the parts in, hopefully set them in right. You hit start on the program. I ended up writing programs. I was good as a machinist, but I wasn't happy. What made me happy was sports talk radio. So I would hit start. I would get on the old flip phone and call into Jim Rome, and Kyle Brandt was the producer I would talk to. And I would hide behind my machine. So my boss running around is a Chiefs fan and maybe a meth head, allegedly, or whatever I have to say. He would wander around. So I'd hide behind my machine and I'd stay on hold for 2 hours and try to get on Jim Rome. And of course would talk to Kyle Brandt as the producer who was watching the phones for him. So yes, Kyle Brandt. How the hell can I forget that? Probably because I'm old. But anyway, that's how I got into this business. And calling into Irvin Joe. And in 2003, it was Mark Schlereth talking about fantasy football that got me on the air regularly. So I always appreciate Stink for that. And that's the thing, man. Go be happy. Life's too short to be unhappy. So go out there, kick ass, double live gonzo, man. What are we doing? What are you doing, Hans? Get out there. Well, and listen, life can be tough. As someone who's gone through several struggles that I may or may not get into in this show, we're just brain dumping now. Come join us, join me, us, I guess. I don't know. I understand how life can be tough. But it's not how to think, it's what you think about. That's true emotional intelligence. There's intellect. I know plenty of smart people that are stupid. And there's intelligence. It's emotional intelligence. So when you're not happy, as I wasn't happy being a machinist, I was good at it, made about $8 an hour. But I wasn't happy. You go find your happy. What do you like to do? I like talking about football and making comic books. So guess what I do? I talk about football, And I make comic books right here. There you go. So there are Jim Morrison vibes. I am the Lizard King. That's right. Mike saying all the rookie quarterbacks struggle. Exactly. Caleb Williams, generational talent, pink fingernails, struggling like a drunk Joe Namath. That was so embarrassing. You're embarrassing, Joe. Stop it. Philip asked about what about Mims and Franklin? I think Devon Vele's back this week, so that means less of Franklin. Franklin is really joyful, and I appreciate that. Again, as someone, it's all about the positive vibes, baby. Troy Franklin got a bad rap, and I'll say that even on our airwaves on 104 Through the Fan, I think Troy Franklin got a bad rap of like, he's terrible. He's not terrible. He's inconsistent. I do appreciate his joy for football. I appreciate his knowledge of the game. And talking to Troy every week in the locker room, his head's in the right spot. I like that. He's not up to speed yet, you know. More snaps than Marvin Mims, though, last week. Probably less this week with the return of Devon Vele. So there you go. David, if you pressure Mayfield, he's going to throw some interceptions. Yep. And getting constant pressure is the key. There you go. Keanu Reeves, Cecil Lammey. Yes. I love that. That's why I do the Keanu kiss, right? At the beginning of the show. Like, who's going to get the Keanu kiss? By the way, if you haven't seen this movie, Always Be My Maybe on Netflix, it is fan-flipping-tastic. It's hilarious. Keanu Reeves gets his ass kicked. Spoiler alert. But it's like, it's awesome. He's in the movie. It's one of those movies where he's cameo or whatever, but he's in the movie for like 10 minutes. It's the greatest 10 minutes of your life. Maybe not that good, but still. Always Be My Maybe on Netflix. Everybody check it out. Back to the chat room. Cold Pop Cecil Friday. My man Jason, he's going to get his gummies on the bus up there in Greeley. So fixing to see Parham anytime soon. Maybe. That's bad news for Lucas Kroll. It's bad news for Lucas Kroll. And for all of, and I'll say this, and I don't mind saying it. I don't mind saying it in the air. Put it in the air. I don't mind saying it on the air. I don't mind saying it on this show. Maybe corporate will have a different opinion. There's Sean reacting to my Lucas Kroll love. Yes, Lucas Kroll was one of the 4 best players of the offseason. Pat Surtain and Quinn Miners are already there. There's no, hey, they're the best. They're already the best. But this offseason, there were 4 players, Devon Vele, Bo Nix, Jaleel McLaughlin, and yes, Lucas Kroll. And I'll say this, not even privately, but I would tell people privately if they wanted to ask me in the media, there's some of y'all out there that haven't got your ass kicked. Because I've had a lot of people try to make fun of me and have like some schadenfreude because Sean Payton rolled his eyes at me. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, forget you. Learn how to talk to people. Right? It doesn't bother me at all. I'll go back and forth with Sean Payton again sometime soon. So I just think it's funny when my quote unquote friends in the media are like, we were making fun of you. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it, baby. Like, I hope you feel better. Again, what do you think about? What do you focus on? What you focus on grows. So am I going to think about, hey, the guys on the other station were talking about me. I could give a damn. So there you go. Perhaps I'm getting too personal. Anyway, back to the chat room before I wrap it up. I'm telling you guys everything today. Yeah, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Wasn't that was the movie? Right. Get Him to the Greek. Yeah, that was a good one too. So, how long will it take Sean Payton to catch up with the Kubiaks? He's got to run the ball. The Saints are running play action passing 52% of the time. You can only run play action if you're running the ball. Sean is doing this is bad. I'm going to say something very bad right now. Sean Payton's doing the Adam Gase thing. What do you mean run the ball? What? Run the ball? Yeah. Run the damn ball. So keeping up with the Shanahans. Oh, there you go, Nate. Whoo, I'm about to make a name for myself. You know how long I've been waiting for this? There you go. All right. Edward says, have a great weekend. Yeah, I will wrap it up. I'll check the chat room here for a couple more comments. Appreciate you guys for that. And thank you for that. Mason, I really, really appreciate you. We feel the love. And that's really good. It's really important. It's important for all of us, honestly. And I would say in this industry, I was texting with someone last night of like, I don't need to see when someone is having hateful comments for me. Like that happens a lot. So when we feel the love, like we really, really appreciate it. And this is from the heart, because without you guys, we don't grow the YouTube channel. We have reputation. We have bonuses tied to the YouTube channel. I essentially run the YouTube channel for us at Denver Sports. So thank you guys for really helping us out. We need your help. And I think the strongest thing that you can do in life, I'm getting very philosophical here. Maybe it's because I've been on the air for 5 hours. Wait, Scott, we're not Adam Gase. Sorry. DMC sounded great on the radio. Are you going to get the afternoon slot? I had a photo shoot today, so stay tuned. We'll let you know more in a little bit. Anyway, just back to what we need, and we need your help. And I think one of the strongest things in life is to ask for help. And no matter what, and again, not to get too heavy here on a Friday, we want to have a good time, right? We want to feel good, look good, all that kind of stuff. But as someone who, I'll just be bare bones honest, my best friend is going through a lot now. As you all know, I'll say it without getting choked up, hopefully. He lost his son 6 weeks ago to a car accident, 18 years old. And J-Dub, love you, man. Up in heaven, love you much. And Eric's my best friend my whole life, since I was in kindergarten and he was in first grade. And he asked me for the mere help of just checking in every day. We're all busy. I'm busy. You're busy. We're all busy. But we're not too busy to check in with those that we love and those that we care about. And I thought it was great insight from Eric to ask for help, because there's a lot of people that aren't checking in. They check in initially. Oh, we're sorry to hear about your stuff. And then they go away, which, again, that's their way. But for us, for our brotherhood, it was like, I need you to check in with me every day. Done. What else you need? Right? So I think in asking for help, it's the greatest strength that we have as humans, when we can ask for that love and respect back. And I'll tie it into YouTube and go from something heavy to YouTube. Hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. But it's like, that's the whole point. The whole point is I'm going to work my ass off for you guys. I'm going to be everywhere for you guys. And I appreciate the love back. Is everything I'm going to predict going to be correct? No, but I know that going in, but I'm going to study my ass off, and I'm going to study harder than anyone else out there. So because of that, I appreciate it's almost a respect thing, right? Like, I respect the audience. I don't look down my nose at you guys. I'm right there with you. We're all the same. It's Broncos country. Let's flip and go, man. So it's like, because of that respect that I have for you, I appreciate when the love is reciprocated. I appreciate when the love is given back to all of us. It should be to everybody out there. David Foster Wallace, man, This Is Water. Watch it. It's on YouTube. Go watch it after this show. Go watch This Is Water. Just type it in. This Is Water, David Foster Wallace. And understand that everyone's going through something that you don't know about. So be kind. I'll do the old school from the Y-Files. Be safe, be kind, know that you are appreciated. Stay tuned, and would you please, as always, stay frosty,